Hey guys, welcome back. So today is the exciting video that I was talking about. The one where I get to talk about my new project car that I will be starting sooner rather than later. This has been something that has been in the works for a couple years at this point, and every time we think the time is right, it's just not worked out. But I am confident in announcing it now. So it's just a shell sitting behind me, but I'm gonna flip it around, show you what's up in just a second. But I am so pumped, so pumped. This is an exciting thing. Okay, sitting behind me is the new project, my 67 Chevy 2 body shell. So it's just sitting. Obviously there's not a complete car here, but we got the pieces here for it to start on the labor part of it. So the story behind it, it's been here for 3 years. One day, Dad was on Facebook scrolling along, and he saw Matthew Frost had posted this for sale. This is his dream car. He decided that he needed it in the shop, and we'd figure out what to do with it later. Well, it sits for about a year, and then comes the time that we start talking about, I'm gonna need a new car eventually one day. So it's here, trying to figure out what the new car is gonna be. Bam, the rest is history. So we've talked about it for the last 2 years about what we wanna do with the car, and kind of tossed around the idea of like, should we start it now? And we just keep, it's just not the right time. It's not been the right time. I've been in school, so me figuring out like how to fund it and figuring out how to have the time to do it. Dad's busy. He has so many projects ahead of it, like other, customer projects, and our cars take so much time. The time and money just hasn't been right. So if you follow me on Instagram, I actually posted earlier in the year that the time had come. We got the plate for it. It's gonna be too bad. So Roman numerals, too bad, for multiple reasons. But anyway, so thought the time had come. Once again, time, money, Rona hit. And so a lot of stuff that we had planned kind of fell through. Car got put on the back burner, and we just focused on Retro Nova and Bad Marrow this year, which will also still be running next year. This will not be ready in time for that. Now with like all the projects done, I got the coffin car done. Bad Marrow doesn't have to be taken apart this winter, so I got all this like semi-free time. I don't know what to do with. It's like time to do a new project. So what better time to start on the Nova than right now? So we were talking with our friend Hyde a couple months ago, who is the promoter for the Summit Midwest Drags, and we were looking at their car. We saw it on Race Week, and that's the car that will be given away at the Summit Midwest Drags, which happens next year in June. So it's kind of like Drag Week, it's a little bit shorter event. It's a 3-day event, drag, drive. Can't wait to go to that. We'll be going with that with our cars. But anyway, so we were talking to them about their giveaway car, looking at it. It's a super, super nice car. So he gets to speaking about it, and he tells us about the Golden Star panels that they use to build the car, and talking about that. And the car is like, it's so clean. It's a black car, looks so good. Anyways, so this needs, this needs a lot of sheet metal. The quarter panel that just got hit by the airplane, yeah, so that needs to be replaced. We need a new rockers, we need a new doors, we don't have fenders. So I started talking with him. Well, that was a viable option. He said you could do them yourself, like you could put them on, it'd be a great practice for you because they're really nice pieces. So we started looking at them, and we decided to go with that. So that's the parts that I'll be showing you that showed up. Mainly, what we're going to be doing right now is we don't know exactly what direction to go with the car. Dad and I have talked back and forth for the last year about, do we want to take it here? Do we want to do that? What are the rules here? What is this? We still haven't decided, and that's part of the reason we haven't started on the car, because we're just kind of tossing it back and forth. Like, what do we want to do? Where do we want to be with it? What's our goals? But the one thing we do know is that there is a lot of man-hour and body work and stuff that has to be done regardless that we have to do on the car. So I'm going to start on that. So the chassis table's full. Can't put the car on the chassis table, but we can do all that. We're going to build a roll-around cart, and I'm going to start, and I'm going to try to do this myself. Obviously, Dad's going to be helping. He's going to be teaching, but I'm going to be doing this for a YouTube series to share with you guys. So we're going to get started on that. Like I said, I'm going to be doing the work. So it's going to be a long, drawn-out process. Don't think that this is going to be done in a couple months. This is going to be, probably at least in the next year, the build of the car. So now let's look at the car. Let's look at the panels that showed up. And then Dad and I are going to discuss with you guys kind of our different routes that we're possibly going to take the car. Okay, it's here. Mika won't stop barking because she loves to be annoying when shipping companies come. But look out there, sheet metal delivering. This is exciting because it is the first piece. Mika! It is the first piece for the Nova. She is driving me nuts. She's not usually this annoying. Nika. Anyways, back to the exciting. Okay, it's a big box.
That's sure a funky looking box.
That is a funky looking box. Oh, that's a big box. Attention, Alex, Dennis, Taylor. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's for me. That's for my Nova. Okay, so opening it up because gotta check the contents before he leaves. Dun dun dun. Sneak peek. What's in there? Oh, there's a lot of boxes in here.
Here's your packing slip. You can check it.
Okay, packing slip. Let me see. Okay, so we've got 2 quarter panels, 2 door shells, a front fender, right front fender, 2 bumper, well, front and back bumper, 2 rocker panels. Holy smokes. Okay, I think it's all in here. I'm just gonna say it is. And just like that, the box basically exploded. Look at our disaster going on here. So, the pieces are super, super nice. I'm going to lay them all out, clean all this up so you can actually see them. But, got doors.
Postcard.
Yeah, but still a nice piece. It's a nice door. Just not
Very nice.
fit the car.
We just don't do postcards.
And then there's bumpers here. And we've got fenders, super nice. And then where's the quarters? Quarters over here, rockers. We have a real mess going on. So I'm gonna clean all this up. He's gonna help clean it all up, hopefully. Okay, so these are the pieces. We got bumpers, we got quarters, we got rockers, which inner and outer are welded together already. Fenders, we got doors. There's still a door in the box back there, and then there's Dad. So he will be the one to talk about the quality of all these pieces, because I can look at them and say, yeah, they're a really nice piece, but I haven't had the experience of fitting an improper piece on a car and the struggle with it.
You can get some junk. There's some junk out there.
This is not junk though.
No, this is the good stuff.
So, what do you think? What do you think?
I think that everything, we were really impressed when we opened the boxes up. And talking about boxes, this place was covered with boxes. There's the pallet bottom. I mean, this thing's huge. It looked like a car in the trailer. But anyway, the corners are just laser straight. You know, this is the same stuff that the Havlicks used to build the car for the Midwest Drags, and it's such a bitchin' car. That car's painted black. You know, you got to have good stuff for black.
Yeah, fenders, the rockers also was super impressed when they came because they are already welded together.
Yeah.
Really nice. And then bumpers, they're really nice too. Like all these pieces are super nice. I think it's going to be something I can learn pretty good on.
You can do your magic because we got to extend the wheel opening. This is made for a 13 or 14 inch wheel. You know, factory Chevy little car, little wheel. You're going to be putting either a 315 or possibly a big tire, you know. Whatever the case is, it's going to have to be a bigger opening than that.
Bigger opening. So we'll probably rob, as he was saying earlier, rob a piece out of the old quarter down there and put it in there. So got that. And then there's just, I don't know, it was discussion of should we do steel bumpers? Should we not? Should we do fenders? Should we do fiberglass fenders? What should we do? But these are all super nice, and really they're not that heavy. So,
you know, the theory behind this for us is it takes minutes to unbolt steel chrome bumpers and fenders and, you know, hinges on doors. So if you need to save 50 pounds, we can have the other stuff ready to just bolt on. When we paint the car, we'll paint both sets of fenders, both sets of doors.
And we started with this because we are really not sure exactly what class we want to go with or what rules. We're just not sure exactly what direction we want to go with the car yet. But we know if we do all this, it fits some of the classes we know we potentially want to go in. It's a good start on the car. So I'm going to start with all steel. Truly all steel. Have a fiberglass hood.
All steel race car, not just steel roof and quarter panels. You'll have steel doors, fenders, bumpers, everything. It'll be a real car.
Yeah, and eventually, we don't know, we may end up, changing, subbing that out. But for right now, this is what we're going to start with. And I think that leads us to the point where we can talk about kind of the different directions we're leaning with the car. Because there's nothing we've said yet that's exactly definite. So let's talk about that. Up until this point, we've just talked about we may do this, we may do that. That's literally where we're still at of debating what do we do with the car. So let's talk about our options. So one option we keep debating is are we going to do stock floors, not stock floors?
Well, that kind of depends on the chassis you're going to do.
It does. Yeah.
If you want to stick with like a drag week rule and do a super street class, put a stock floor and put a 650 cert 25.3 in it, stock floors.
Part of my thing though, where I stand and kind of like what I'm thinking is I don't want it to be just drag week.
Yeah, built for drag week.
We talked about doing the unlimited class because part of the things that I want to do, it's not going to be fast enough to like beat necessarily all of the unlimited cars. It'll be fast, but it won't be that fast. But we want to be able to like cut it up and modify it in ways that the regular classes don't allow.
The beauty of unlimited, it's unlimited. You can do whatever you want to do. And if you build it for a class, there's just so many things that you'd like to be able to do, like run alcohol, that you can't do in anything except unlimited. So you're stuck with heavy intercoolers, and it just makes it a mess. So I'm really kind of in the mood for unlimited, even though you won't be the fastest car in the class, but that doesn't mean you won't win the class either.
I like the idea of like the unlimited because of the fact that it does allow us to do, we have no limitations on what we can do, body modifications, and as far as like alcohol, like he's saying fuel, whatever. But I also like that because I want to build it for, I want it to be a show car. Like I want this to be show level quality, so I want it to be like different enough that it catches people's attention, but I also want to do some like other racing other than just drag week with it, and we're concerned rule wise.
There's where it gets picky,
It's
because
tricky.
you're really a small tire person. So am I. I really like drag radials and no wheelie bars, but on the other hand, it would be kind of nice to be able to just get down a dirt road. So if you're going to have a big tire, it kind of limits what you're going to race. I mean, same with the other way around. If you have a big tire, you can't race small tire stuff. But
just part of me doesn't. I don't know what I want to do. That's the problem. We've also discussed possibly doing 2 different rear ends, so that way we could swap it and have it for whatever. The problem is like I don't know where I want to go to race. I don't know what I want to do. I want to build it so versatile. And
hey, you want a zipper car?
I do. Part of the stuff we want to do is just like it can't be undone. Like we're talking about chopping it and wedging the fenders and doing all this, but that throws us out of a lot of stuff.
Keeps you out of a lot of stuff.
But for the show car side of it that I want to have, I like the idea of that. So
I personally like the looks of a small tire, like a 315 and no wheelie bars. But on the other hand, look how bitchin' that looks. It's kind of hard to deny that looks good.
It looks good, it does. So part of it is not just performance. I want it to be like a super well-performing car. Like I want this to be my fast car. Tom Bailey, Craig Grubner, coming for you.
Yeah, Tom.
They tell me I'm slow all the time. Anyways, this is going to be my fast car, but I want it to look good. And then the other debate is like we talked about, do we go with like LS and everything I've done with that, or do we go with like big block where we just got power and we don't have to worry about all the LS things that we've run into and power
Can I have my
walls
opinion on that?
He has his opinion on
I'm kind of tired of LS. I mean, I'm just kind of tired of fighting LS stuff. They're just, it's hard to appreciate a 10 millimeter main stud. Not that I know you can put bigger ones in
Obviously,
there.
we love LS.
Yep,
stuff,
but I'm just ready for you to move on to a big block. Personally,
and I've gone back and forth with that. Like, should I say LS? Like, that's what we've done. But at the same time, like, there's not really a reason to say that way. And for what I want to do, I want to go fast. Okay, I don't know how many times I'm gonna have to
Well,
reiterate
you also
that.
you want to go fast with not a
Ease.
lot of maintenance, not a lot of
I want
work.
to go out and I want it to be not something we shake down for 3 years trying to figure out all the little things. So that's kind of why we're leaning that way. So
People always say LS is just the easy button. You've seen that easy button. It is not
I
really
haven't
easy.
found the easy.
Yeah, we haven't. Where's that button on your car?
I am missing that.
So, but my theory is the big block is the easy button.
yeah. So that's kind of the direction we're leaning with that. Obviously, we'll go turbos.
Yep.
That's not for debate. So turbo something. What we end up doing, chassis wise, what we end up doing, you know, steel, fiberglass wise, we don't know anything for sure yet, but we do know there is a lot of body work. Got to do quarters, and there's a lot that I can start doing as we start to make up our minds and as we start to gather pieces.
You can sandblast this thing. You can put quarters on it. I mean, rockers. Those rockers are. I mean, they've had this car. Let's look. Okay, this is really attractive. It's a unicorn with stars and moons and
rainbows.
little rainbows, all this cute stuff. That's actually etched into the window. But the other one's the interesting one. Look at this. Okay, what's it say? I don't even know what that says. I can't read that kind of writing. This says supercharged Chevrolet 67 Nova with a unicorn and a star and some little suns, and it's really cute. But when you look inside, check the rockers out. When we bought it, it was already cut out. It was a supercharged, triple badass, big tire car with 2x3 square tube, arc welded to the rockers. So you're going to be cutting that stuff out, get rid of the rockers, inner and outer. And you know, there's a lot of stuff you can do, and might as well start on it now.
So might as well get started, because the hardest part is getting started. And honestly, it's sitting in the lower shop. It's kind of out of sight, kind of out of mind, and Bad Marrow and Retro Nova stay on the front of our mind. So if we get it up, get started on it, then hopefully the rest of the ball will be rolling. So.
Well, once you get what I call a nasty part, once we can get that part done and get it on the chassis table, that's when the fun begins. So
Yeah.
you can do the dirty work.
Anyways.
I'll do the brain stuff. You know, I'll help you design the chassis. You can do all the welding, but you know, I don't want to get dirty.
So, I think that's it for this. We don't really have the answers maybe you're looking for of what we're going to go racing and everything, but you do know that there is a 67 Chevy 2 in the works, and there's going to be a YouTube series on it that I'm going to start sharing stuff as we get going with it.
With
so,
the license plate on the back that drives on the street,
Too
possibly
bad.
big tire, 2, Roman numeral 2, bad.
Two, bad.
Get it? Chevy 2.
too
Bad Marrow,
bad.
yeah.
You know,
We're
works
really
out.
creative.
Works out. So anyways, that's it for now. If you have questions, let me know below. I'll try to answer them. Obviously, I'm probably not going to have all the answers of if you want specifics, but that is it. That is it for now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, be happy, go fast, and stay pretty. I will see you guys.
Pretty. Stay pretty like me.
Maybe Mika. Be happy, go fast, and stay pretty. I will see you guys next time.